What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button once the channel, man. Listen, I know, Atis just been enjoying the summer, man. A lot of swimming, a lot of barbecues, a lot of different things, man. Just enjoying the summer. So I apologize. But yeah, it's great back seeing everybody, man. I hope everybody is enjoying their summer as well. Because we had a couple of weeks, man, it's gonna be over. It's like as soon as we get back September, it's just over. It's over. That's it. Football's back. That's when kids are back in school. That's just it. It's over. Then you got to start getting ready for the cold weather. All the nonsense, right? It's just crazy in the Northeast. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live on this Monday evening, man. Got to recap a couple of things about those New York Knicks, man. Our New York Knicks, who I think are going to do big things this year. But yeah, man, I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, man. Because we got to get these last weeks in. We have to. Watching a little bit of the Olympics. Steph Curry's that guy, man. Steph Curry's that guy. Chef Curry, man. I think, is he the best point guard ever? Would you put him in that conversation? Would you listen? I know we're going next. I just want to get to this really quick. Is he the best point guard ever? Would you put him over Magic? Would you put him over Isaiah Thomas? Would you do that? I do think he is the greatest shooter ever. Period. I mean, of course, some people are going to argue about Ray Allen and, of course, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller. I think Steph Curry is the greatest shooter ever, man. Ever. I mean, what he did in that last, 2 minutes? I think it was. The way he pulled up them threes, man. Bang, bang. I mean, I was like, yo, he's back at it. I felt like that USA uniform. I felt like he had like a Golden State uniform underneath it. The way he looked. Effortlessly, man. And if anybody ever play hoops, man, you understand how hard it is. Shoot. It's not that easy. It's easy for people to say, oh, you just got to throw it up there. No. Don't worry, I'm going to get into the Knicks stuff, right? In one second. I just got to salute him, man. What I saw this weekend, I said, yo, this dude is lethal, man. Lethal. 35 years old, man. How many more years do you think he got left? You think Steph got about 3 more years left? He can shoot it like that, man. He can come off the bench someplace, man. And light it up real quick. One thing that never goes is your jumper. That jumper's always there. Yeah, he was. I mean, KD and LeBron, listen, they got busy. Devin Booker, right? Thought Bam had a quietly good Olympics, but Steph Curry closed the show, man. Closed the show. Closed the show, man. So, yeah. So, listen, let's get into our Knicks, man. Listen, a lot of great things happened last week. A lot of great things. First off, Captain Clutch. Of course, Jalen Brunson is our new captain. Are we surprised? No, we're not. Right. He was the captain as soon as he set foot down here and he let it be known he's coming to the Knicks from Dallas. And I thought he just came in and grabbed the bull by the horn and said, okay, I'm leading the ship. He took the keys from them two big boys that were trying to fight, those lucky lefties. From RJ, took the keys from him. Of course, took the keys from Randall. I mean, he just came in and just said, okay, no, I'm running the show here. I mean, he just came in and just was the guy from jump. There was no way fans or buts about it. So I think that I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised that he came in and solidified himself as being the guy, period. So that was great to see. What I also loved was that he was able to speak about and touch on the importance of signing that deal, right? And there was a lot of people that kind of like, they weren't sure about it. Of course, he left $113 million on the table, and people just constantly dwelling on that, man. And if anybody that was rocking with me for a minute, man, you come to my channel, LV's been saying, I've been saying this for the longest. These guys live a totally different lifestyle than what we think. They do. And the one thing he stressed when he talked about it, the one he just laid it right on. He said, listen, man, I want to take the money that's there available for me right now. I do not want to sit around and wait. I don't want to do that. I want to take the money that's available for me right now, period. And he was saying that, listen, this is life-changing money for me and my family and people around me. Like, this is just life-changing money for my family and my extended family. He touched on that. Then he also said, listen, it's the same thing LV said. A lot can happen in a year. And he stated, people who know this business, who've been around, know that certain things can happen in a year. There's no guarantees. We've seen this happen in this. And so to me, it solidified or kind of gave the stamp of what I've been saying all along. And what I've been saying is that you can't predict what the future holds. If there's money right there on the table, 156 million, and they're saying they're going to give you 270, my man, no one's going to wait a year for that 270. B. If you could sign a 156 now, there's no guarantee that 270 is going to be there later, because life happens in a year. We all know that. So a lot of things could change. And so I think I've always said it. I thought it was smart for him to take the deal. I thought it was. And of course, it's beneficial for the Knicks, right? He's even spoken about that and how it looks good for the whole organization and everything like that. The main thing he cares about is winning. Like, that's always been the forefront of him, is winning. Period. End of story. That's all he cares about. And I think it's everything all in one. Taking care of his family, making sure he's locked in financially for the future, and there's enough money on the table for them to take care of everybody else to where they can win. Period. And I think that matters. I think that's what kind of gets lost in this. But this whole first to second apron stuff, man, this is going to send shockwaves through the league, because you're seeing now certain teams don't have all the money to pay a lot of these guys, and a lot of guys have to leave. Not because they want to leave, but because they're not willing to take a pay cut. They're not willing to take it. And certain teams like, listen, man, we can't afford. So certain guys have to leave, man. I mean, you see what's happening in Denver, man. They can't keep certain guys. Bruce Brown left, KCP left, right? That's all because of money. I think those guys would have stayed if they could, and Denver could have paid them, but they can't afford them. So I think what Brunson is doing is he's kind of setting a precedence. Now, most guys aren't going to do that, but you'll be surprised with this whole first apron, second apron stuff, how a lot of players and a lot of teams are going to be in negotiations with guys to stay, man, because, financially, we just can't swing it. So I thought it was powerful what he said. Same thing LV's been saying. So that was that. Then what's been fabulous is that we've also got the schedule, man, which I thought was great. Preseason came out. So they are playing, I think the first game is going to be in Charlotte. Then they play Charlotte again. Then they play Washington. And then they play Minnesota. And then they play Washington again. So I believe it's all in all, it's 5 games. So I believe the first game is October 6th. The next game is October 15th. And then the game after that is it's going to be the 6th against Charlotte. And then the 9th against the Wizards. then Minnesota on the 13th, then Charlotte on the 15th. Then they close with the Wizards on the 18th. So I think that's going to be cool to see, right? Exactly what that looks like as far as seeing everybody come together. See, of course, Tyler Kolek, of course, played with some of his players and some of his team, which I think is going to be really exciting to see. So I think that should be pretty awesome, right? And I think the most important thing, man, is, you got to think we're in August now. So their preseason game is October 6th. Then that means training camp probably starts next month. The most likely, the training camp probably starts in September. So we're really a month out from these guys reporting to training camp and getting, rocking and rolling, getting ready for the season, which is beautiful to see. So the schedule coming out preseason, what's today, Monday? Probably, hey man, I think the schedule is going to come out probably either at the end of this week or maybe at the top of next week for the full season. But another thing that pretty much broke the internet on Twitter, shall I say, was first reported by this guy. It was all over Twitter, man. This guy, I guess he's with the Celtics, from Green Runs Deep. I think that's his name, right? Go look him up. Then also two Shams followed up. That opening night, Knicks and Celtics. Are you surprised? I'm not. With all the changes the Knicks made, with everything they did, and with the Celtics coming off the championship, ring ceremony night, this is perfect for the league. Perfect for the league. To open up with the Celtics against the Knicks, the two best teams in the Eastern Conference and top 5 best teams in the NBA. Huge. Huge for the NBA. When the Knicks are good, it's better for the league, period. It just is. Now, I don't know if the game's going to be on TNT or NBC. I'm not sure. I think Shams reported that it was going to be on TNT, but I don't know how the contract works. I don't know if TNT, if this is their last season or last year was their last season. I don't know. But that would be great, man, if you could have it on. To get that whole NBC theme song. Iconic, man. Iconic. So that's huge. That's huge. I'm not surprised and I'm not shocked. And the reason why I'm not shocked is because, listen, man, the Knicks are one of the teams that made the biggest moves this summer, right? Of course, signing OG Anunoby and making that big deal for Mikal Bridges, man, was huge. That solidified and changed everything for this team. Of course, losing Iheart hurt, but getting Mikal Bridges was bigger. I think it was. And I mean, a lot of people may argue with me and say they feel Iheart's loss was worse, and whatever. We can go back and forth about that, but I think keeping or getting, shall I say, Mikal Bridges was huge. Huge. And of course, the ascension of Jalen Brunson and what he's becoming in this league, being the face of the Knicks, being one of the top players in the league now going forward. This is must-see television, must-see TV. And the NBA is hopping on that boat, man. It's going to be huge. Huge. And I think that this is going to be the matchup. I really, truly do. I think this is going to be Eastern Conference Finals, potentially. Now, of course, Philly's going to have their big say, right? But I think this is big. This is major, man, for the Knicks and what it is that they're trying to do and what our goals are this year, right? And why not? Listen, there's no better place, no better team to open up than the defending champs. Because now it's good, right? Right off the gate, you want to see exactly where you stand. Getting Mikal Bridges, and this is the exact reason why you got him, to beat those guys. So getting him was huge. No better for the NBA than opening night with the Knicks, Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, the whole crew against Tatum, Brown, Holiday, Porzingis going against the Knicks, his old team. Great storylines. Great. And could it be this is out with the old, in with the new? The introduction of the new beast of the East, which I think are the Knicks. Period. I think we're a contender. I think we're a contender now. You know, when all these deals were made, they had the Knicks as being one of the top 5 teams in the league. I don't think that's a fluke. I think that's a real thing, man. A real thing. Huge. But there's a key component to why I think it's huge. I'm going to touch on that in a second. And then they also touched on over the weekend, the Knicks will be opening up Christmas Day in the Garden against Wemby and the Spurs. Huge. Huge for the Knicks. Wembanyama, of course, being the new unicorn of the league. Something we've never seen before. I actually think we have, man. I mean, I think we've seen something similar to that, but you know, it's not that big. I mean, he's a monster. I mean, I think his arms are touching his bottom of his feet. Like, it's just insane how he's built, man. Pause. But I think that's big for the league. Big for the league. And once again, right, when the Knicks are good, it's better for the NBA. Period. It just is. And Wembanyama being, I guess if you want to call it the future of the league or the future face of the league, no place better than for him to play Christmas Day at the Garden. Against who I feel, and I think a lot of people in this league feels, are potential contenders going forward. So I think that's a great look for the Knicks. Great look for the Knicks. So, right, so what I said earlier, that why I think it's going to be a key part to what I think is very, very important to why the Knicks I think are going to be contenders, right? Remember I stated it, and I stated it before, right? And I said it last year too. Randall is the key, man. Randall is the key. Now, of course, you know, there's the issues with this whole negotiation with the contract and the extension. I believe it was for 4 years, 186. I don't think he wants to make a deal. I don't think the Knicks want to make a deal. I guess everyone wants to see exactly where they stand. I think Randall wants to try to get more money. Just assumptions I'm making. Excuse me. I think he wants to see exactly where he's at, see how he recovers from this shoulder surgery, and maybe he can kind of be on an ascension to where he could possibly earn more money based on how well he played this year. So I think that's kind of like where Randall stands, and I think the Knicks exactly want to see where he's at too. So I you know, the reports are both sides are kind of in the middle in regards to this. Here's where LV stands with it. I was never crazy about the whole Cat stuff. I don't like Cat here. I understood it, but I don't like Cat here. I don't think Cat is better than Randall. I don't. You know, I had a report out there about the potential of possibly maybe the Knicks making a move to send Randall for Giannis. To me, that's the only player you would send Randall for. Maybe I even love Anthony Davis. I'm like, of course, the Lakers aren't moving on for him. I'm just saying, those are certain players in this league that you would move Randall in a package for. And the reason why is because you got to get back the same type of production. We already know what Randall is. Pretty durable. He plays all games. He doesn't like taking 24 and 10. However you want to slice it, 24 and 9, 25 and 10, whatever. Same numbers to me. 1 or 2 points. 1 or 2 rebounds. But he's getting double digits rebounds. Period. Where are you going to get that production from? Where? We just have to be honest about what's out there in the league and who's willing to give up who, especially with the first and second apron. What deals are we going to be able to make to where the money's got to match up? All these things got to match up perfectly, guys. There's nobody out there. There isn't. So, to me, Randall's here to stay, man. And I'm okay with that. Because we don't have to rely strictly on him. With getting OG Anunoby, getting Mikal Bridges, and of course, the emergence and the ascension of Jalen Brunson changes everything for this team. So now Randall can really fall back. And if Randall can get back to the form that he was in January, when he was playing that bully ball and doing what he wanted, I think the sky's the limit, man. I really, truly do for this team. Now, it's a big deal seeing exactly what this shoulder injury looks like, how the recovery is going. I remember when he did that show with Mello. Uh, what is it? 2 a.m. in Brooklyn or something like that. I believe that's the name of it. If I'm wrong, please put the right name of the of the show in the chat. I don't want to butcher the name. So I think that with him, he stated on that show that his shoulder was good, man. He was getting better. He was ahead of schedule on the recovery. So I think that's good to see. That's good to see. But he's the key, man. And I said that last season. LV said it last season that Randall's the key. Period. He's the guy we got to go through. He's the guy that is going to really pretty much propel us to the next level because we know what Brunson is, man. He does it night in and night out. We know what he is. And you add on Josh Hart, you add on DiVincenzo. Come on, man. We're a legit squad. Now you bring in Mikal Bridges, then OG Anunoby. We didn't see none of those deals coming. OG Anunoby mid-season last year for RJ and IQ, and now we pretty much sent over for Mikal Bridges. So now you pair him with Randall and Brunson. We're looking pretty formidable, man. So now we don't need Randall to carry anything. We just need him to be him. Play bully ball. That's it. Get down there in that Baja and get busy like he was doing all last year. To where he was dominating dudes. Listen, there was a point last year. I said, yo, Randall, man, no one could check him, man. No one could check him. He was doing what he wanted in that post. Nobody. It was that one game, I forget which game it was, but he was giving Giannis business. He had 40 on Giannis. Giannis was having problems with Randall. So something in him switched to where he understood this is what I need to do to dominate dudes. Nobody could check him. Nobody. And so that was good to see. That was really, really good to see. And if he can get this shoulder thing figured out, if he can come back better and stronger than ever, I listen, I think we're dangerous, man. And I honestly think LV's gonna jump out the window, man. I think we're in the finals. If Randall can be Randall, and all these guys who I believe are gonna be able to continue to play like themselves, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, and flamethrower, and of course, we keep on forgetting the emergence of Deuce and what he started to do last year, how his game has gotten better. Now, let's be clear. We got to make sure Mitch is healthy, right? We got to make sure Precious Achiuwa can provide those minutes, right? If not, the Knicks are going to have to do something. You know, there's even reports out there about Valanciunas out there with the Wizards. I don't know how true that is. I mean, it's a lot of speculation and stuff like that, but that's the only kind of issue, which is a big one. I mean, I understand that, losing Ihart and Mitch and his injury issues and Precious Achiuwa. Precious Achiuwa is, but he's only 6'9". Randall's bigger than him. Randall's legit 6'10". So that could be a problem, right? So we got to see exactly what that looks like, as far as the center position. People talk about Akaporte and stuff like that. Akaporte is not ready, man. He's not ready. Everyone needs to relax with him. So we got to see what that looks like. But to me, outside of that, we're dangerous, man. We're very, very dangerous. And people see it. People know. The league knows. That's why we're opening against Boston. They could have picked Philly. But they didn't. They picked us. Because they know why. They know what they see. Knicks 100 GM, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Hope everybody's enjoying this summer, man. So that's why they picked us. Because they see exactly the same thing LV Live sees, man. I think we're dangerous, man. I think we're extremely, extremely dangerous. And I think we're going to do a lot of big things next year. I truly, truly do. And I think, There's a couple of hurdles, man. But I just think also too the whole thing with Tibbs in the minutes. I think all that's going to be fixed, man. Because now you got interchangeable parts. You do. You legit have 3 guys that can play anywhere, right? Josh Hart can play the 3. He can play the 2. He can even play the 1. He can bring it up sometimes. He can either play the 4 if you want to. He doesn't, but I mean, he could play it. OG Anunoby could play the 3, the 4, or the 2. Mikal Bridges could play the 3, the 4, and the 2. So you got guys, you got interchangeable parts, man. Interchangeable pieces. We know what DiVincenzo is. We know what Deuce is. But you can have DiVincenzo out there with Brunson. DiVincenzo out there with Deuce McBride. You can have Josh Hart out there with Deuce McBride. If Deuce is maybe hitting some foul trouble or whatever, dealing with something, you could bring in Tyler Kolek. I mean, there's many different things we can do. There's even talks of Randall playing the 5. I don't know about that because I think Randall doesn't want to play the 5 at all. He wants to play the 4. That's what he is. Listen, once again, I've said it before. If you think about the whole league, maybe outside of Giannis, and maybe Rondo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with the LV Live. Maybe outside of Giannis, and maybe outside of what's the boy out there in Zion? Maybe outside of Zion. Randall's the only true legit power forward in the league. Power forward, old school. So I think Randall, he loves it there. He doesn't want to play the 5. He's not a 3. He doesn't have the agility to play the 3. So he's a legit power forward, man. Period. And so I don't really think he wants to play the 5, even though the Knicks could go, they can go like 5 outs or whatever, maybe put Randall at the 5. But I don't think he ain't trying to do that, man. I don't see that happening. So I'm just saying. So with those interchangeable lineups, I think Tibbs, he's not going to have a problem playing guys because you got the legit Tibbs players there who defend, who rebound, who have no problem sharing the ball. They're all his types of players. The one guy who I think is going to play the most out of everybody is Josh Hart. I think he's even going to play more than Brunson. I know he sounds crazy, but I think he's gonna. There were times last year, Josh Hart came in the second quarter, right? He would play. This is when everyone was good. No one was hurt. He would play the whole second quarter, the rest of the first quarter, the whole second quarter going into the half. He would come off the bench in the third quarter and play the whole third quarter and the whole fourth quarter. That's the one guy who I think is going to play a lot still. And someone's minutes are going to get impacted because of him. I'm just being honest. Tibbs loves having him out there, man. He just does. Because he does it all. He does it all. You just in winning time, you have to have Josh Hart on the floor. You have to. He does those things that you just can't coach. And so that's why in some instances I can see where Randall's going to play the 5, man. I can see it. Because I see where they're going to put Josh Hart at the 2. They're going to have OG Anunoby at the 3. No, OG Anunoby at the 4. Bridges at the 3. Randall at the 5. I see it, man. He's going to play Josh Hart a lot, man. Josh Hart's going to play a lot. And the reason why I'm saying that also, too, because Mitch is not good at shooting free throws at the end of the game. So when you start thinking matchups, right, I can see Mitch being on the bench in crunch minutes because he can't knock down free throws. So I just don't think Josh Hart's coming out the game. Soon as he comes off the bench, I think he's staying in. He's not coming out, man. He does too much. He does too much of the Tibbs stuff that Tibbs loves. He hustles. He hits that glass, man. He's a smart ball player. He can knock down shots when he needs to, when he needs to, and he puts pressure on the defense when he rebounds and he goes coast to coast. He does it all, man. He's like a Swiss Army knife. Tibbs loves that, man. So that's why I'm saying I don't, the end of games, I just don't see. I don't see Mitch closing games. I can see this is where they put Randall at the 5. I just do. Speaking of the 5, man. Yo, you guys see Sims is working hard in the offseason, man. You see him? He got the twist now. He cut that afro stuff out. He got the twist now. I don't know if he's trying to grow dreads or what. Got the little mustache growing. He's developing a jump shot. Yo, Sims is putting in work, man. Now, I know a lot of people are like, yo, LV, you bugging, man. Sims is washed. He's done. I know everyone's saying that. But yo, man, listen. No one saw Deuce starting to just out the blue, just start knocking down threes. The only one that knew was Tibbs. Tibbs said, yo, he was doing it in practice. He said, I knew it was just a matter of time before it caught on in the games. It was just a matter of time. So the stuff we saw from Deuce second half of the season, Tibbs said he saw it in practice. So what I'm saying is I would not be surprised if out the blue next year we start seeing Sims hitting baseline jump shots. I just wouldn't be surprised by that. I wouldn't. Now, I know a lot of people are like, yo, LV, you bug. Listen, man, I'm telling you. How can I say? The only way you get better is you got to put in the work in, man. You got to put the work in. You got to cherish it. You got to love the work, man. That's it. And that's the only way you're going to get that bag. You got to put that work in, man. Night in and night out when no one's watching. You got to. You got to be in that gym late hours. Go to the facility when everybody's sleeping on an off day. And you in there for 2 hours putting up shots, man. That's the only way. That's the only way. The game doesn't change, man. The work doesn't change. It's no different than what it was before. In order to get great, in order to get better, you got to put the work in. And what I'm watching is I'm seeing a kid that's putting in work, man. Yeah, Sims could just be like, yo, I'll just be an athletic dude coming off the bench. You could see that he's really trying to work on his game to get better. And that's all you can ask for from a guy like him. And to me, I think that's the key. That's the key for you to continue to get better. Maybe get that bag similar to iHeart. But just all it takes sometimes is maybe a game or two for it to all click and come together. You never know, man. You never know. I'm just saying. But I'm seeing that kid working, man. You got a different look with him too. You know what I mean? Different twists. You don't know, man. These guys are hear the whispers. They hear the jokes. They hear everything that's being said about him. They hear it all. And I think he's trying to really put in that work, man, to show that he wants to get more minutes. Because he sees iHeart is gone. There is no iHeart. They brought back Pressure Chua, but there's a space there. There is. For him to come in and play that iHeart role and really produce at a high clip. You know what I mean? There's an opportunity there, right there. So all he's got to do is seize it. That's all he's got to do. That's it. And reality is that when you have an opportunity like this, man, the only thing you could do is go in there and put the work in. That's it. Knicks 100 GM says Sims can easily do what iHeart did. That's what I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. And listen, man, look, all it takes is just time and just put the pain in, man. Put the work in. That's it. I say put the pain in because, it's going to be hard. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be tired. Everyone's at the beach. Everybody's at Bora Bora. Everybody's going to Cabo, chilling with their chicks, having fun, drinking margaritas. Everybody's in Paris, chilling at the Olympics. Yeah, my man, it's the perfect time for you to come back to camp in September and you to have different bullets in your clip. You know what I mean? Extra clip to your gun. They're like, yo, I didn't know you had this in your bag. And you want to show, you want to show Tibbs like, yo, I'm ready, man. You start hitting that glass, you start rebounding, then you're going up strong, finishing strong, then you're hitting jump shots, hitting baby hooks. Tibbs is going to be like, yo, what? He put him in there and he started doing that in the game. That's all it takes. And if something clicks, same thing with Deuce, then you say, yo, man, that's all I had to do. And you guys got to admit, everybody in here, Deuce was huge for us last year in the playoffs. Huge. A couple of games, Deuce came in, won us those games, man. Because of his production coming off the bench. So what I'm saying is, there's a space right there for him. And in life, all you want is an opportunity. That's it, man. That's all you want. You ain't asking nobody to give you nothing. All you want is an opportunity. He has it right now. He has it right now. All he's got to do is seize it, man. That's it. Knicks 100 GM says Sims sets better screens than anyone on the team. Yeah, man, listen, those screens he set, then he can roll off of that. Look for the oop. If he can't catch it, bounce it, finish strong in that Baja. That's it, man. He's got the tools. God bless him with athletic ability, jumping ability, all that stuff. Now he's just got to put it all together, man. That's it. So I don't know. So in a weird way, I would not be surprised if he sneaks up on some people next year and he starts producing really well coming off the bench with that second unit. I would not be surprised. And the things he does in practice, Tibbs says, wait a minute, hold up. We looking for a center, looking for a backup or whatever for Mitch, and we got him right here. We just got to give him more minutes based on what he does in practice. Tibbs is a practice guy. So, with him, he want to see what you do in practice. And if you go in a game, you do the same thing. That's it. Tibbs respects the work, man. That's it. He's an old school, hard-nosed guy. He respects the work. So if you earn it and you earn your spot, I think he's going to play. Tibbs is giving him opportunities. So Tibbs likes him. He likes the kid. If Tibbs didn't like him, he would treat him the same way he treated Cam Reddish. Tibbs makes it easy, man. He lets it be known that he ain't playing dudes. So I think this is a great opportunity, man, for him to really kind of come in and really do some things. And the reason why I'm kind of staying on this topic a little long, because I saw something just watching him, and I said, yo, man, this kid could be sneaky good next year, man. Sneaky good. And no one's paying attention. No one's watching. He's just working. That's it. And everyone thinks, he ain't this, he ain't that, or whatever. And out of nowhere, man, he just explodes. Thomas Banks, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live on this Monday evening, man. Salute, LV. Sims is winning in camp after Mitch. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Look, he's got to continue to work. That's it. That's the one thing Tibbs did say about Deuce that he loved. He said, yo, man, I knew he was going to, because he put the work in. He said there was no one in the gym, maybe outside of Jalen, that put in more work and put up more shots than Deuce. This is from Tibbs. This is the head coach saying that. So he knew it was coming. He knew it. Because he saw what the kid was putting in practice, man. And that's when, listen, that's where the magic happens, man. Period. It's not so much in the game. The game is only a couple of hours. Think the game is only 2.5, maybe 3 hours, right? That's how long a game is. 7:30 to 10, 7:30 to 9:30, whatever. So in a couple of hours, what is that in a week? If you're practicing 5 days out of the week for maybe 1 or 2 games, you're practicing more than you're playing. So that's where the magic happens, man. So once again, he's got everything. Yo, this is it for him, man. This is it. He sees the opportunity, man. That's it. You're in a perfect situation. Perfect. Because the coach likes you. He wants to play you because he's played Sims last year. You're like, yo, People were like, yo, you bugging. There was times last year, guys, where he started Sims and Iheart came off the bench. Remember that? A couple of games. This was like right after Mitch got hurt. Sims was starting and Iheart was coming off the bench. So he likes the kid. He believes in him. Now, what do you do with it? I mean, from what I'm seeing, it looks like he's trying to take this opportunity by the stranglehold. So it should be pretty exciting, man. Just my opinion, what I think. But it's going to be exciting, man. I can't wait. I think, like I said, I think the schedule, based on everything that's kind of rolling out, I think the schedule is either going to come out probably by the midweek, end of this week, or definitely top of next week. And that's what I want to see, because I want to see who the Knicks are playing in their home opener. Because I can see the Knicks playing. I kind of had a feeling they was going to open against Boston. I had a feeling, just because of everything that was going on this offseason. With Boston winning, I said to myself, listen, it's either going to be Boston and Philly or New York and Boston at the ring ceremony. And I got it right. They open with Boston. The league wants to see the Knicks and Boston, which is great. Great rivalries, right? We already know the history of them. And it would be great if opening night in the Garden, who do you guys want? You want Indiana or you want Philly? I want Philly, man. I want Philly because it's going to be October 22nd. I want Philly, man. Thomas Banks says Philly or Milwaukee for the opener. Nah, man, I want Philly. And I think the league's going to probably do Philly. Either Philly, not Milwaukee, Thomas Banks, either Philly or Indiana. But I think Philly. They're going to want them ratings, man. And I think it's going to be Philly in the Garden. That's what I think. Opening night in the Garden. They're going to have Embiid coming back in there, playing against Michigan after he tried to break his leg last year. You're going to have that. Paul George. Maxey just got the big deal. Philly loaded up on a whole bunch of bench players. So it's going to be them three. Knicks, Boston, and Philly. I think those are the three best teams in the East. I think Milwaukee's lingering behind, man. And you could throw in Indiana, you could throw in the Heat. You know who I think is sneaky good too? Orlando, man. I think Orlando's sneaky good. They just picked up KCP too, man. So I think they're gonna be sneaky good. You got to watch out for them, man. Because I think they were a year away. You know what I mean? They still got Cleveland, right? You got Spider out there. They still got everybody back too at Cleveland. They still got everybody back. I believe they still have Garland, right? So Cleveland's still going to be good. But I think the class of the league is Boston, Philly, and New York. I think that's the class of the East. But I really truly think that it's going to be, if the league wants to really get the ratings, I think they do the Knicks in Boston like they did, which was smart. And they do the Knicks and Philly in the Garden. That's what I think they should do. I think that'll be big for ratings. Big for ratings. I want to see too. I want to see when the schedule comes out. I want to see how many nationally televised games the Knicks are going to have. I think the Knicks might be at the top of the league as far as nationally televised games. Lakers are going to be on a lot because of LeBron. But I think the Knicks are going to be right in the mix. Knicks 100 GM said Cleveland's a dangerous team. Yeah, Cleveland's dangerous, man. But yo, man, listen, Orlando, man. Knicks 100 says they now have enough playoff experience. No, agreed. But it's something missing there, man. I mean, maybe the coach can come in and change things, because Bickerstaff, I thought, was good, but he was, he would just kind of fumble the ball in certain decisions in the playoffs. So we got to see exactly what I forget the guy that got the coaching job. And of course they got Brian over there, Johnny Bryan over there, of course, because that's Spider's boy. So we got him over there on the bench. So I think Cleveland's going to be good, man. It's weird, man. It's weird. I think they're going to be good. They still got LeVert and those guys. I mean, I think they could be sneaky good. I think Orlando's going to be a problem, man, because Orlando they got a lot of length, man. Excuse my language. Pause. I mean, everybody on that team is 6'10". I mean, everybody except for Suggs. Who's the point guard? Who's the point guard out there? I forget his name. Right? We got KCP. We got Powell. Right? You got the two Michigan boys over there, two brothers. Then you got Jonathan Isaacs coming off the bench. He's 6'10". Then you got Wendell Carter. I think he's 6'10". I mean, they got everybody over there 6'10". And they're athletic. It's not like they're just 6'10". They're all athletic. They're like 6'10" wings. I think they're dangerous. Knicks 100 GM said Hornets are going to come out the blue smacking teams. No way, man. No way. No way, man. No way. LaMelo's always injured. He's got ankle problems. What is it? Miles Bridges? Is he still on probation? Like, what's his situation? He's in and out of jail. He's always in trouble. He's always suspended because he done, I don't know, messed up his probation. I don't know what his situation is. He's got a lot of legal issues. The only shining point, thing out there with them is they got the kid from what's the kid? Brandon something. I forget, number 24. He's nice. I forget his name. But they got him. He's legit. But LaMelo's always injured, man. LaMelo's really good, but he's always injured. He's always had ankle and foot problems. So I don't, Brandon Miller. There you go. Thanks, Thomas Banks. So I think he's going to be good, but that's it. Right? I think the East is going to be a problem next year. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. It's not. Extremely, extremely deep. Pause. But I think the Knicks are the class of the league, man. I think they are. The Wizards are going to stink. Detroit is going to stink again. Right? But you got legit 10 teams that are going to be, I just named the top 3, right? The Knicks, Philly, of course, Boston, right? Then you got Milwaukee. You got Cleveland. It's 5. Orlando, that's 6. Miami, that's 7. Right? A lot of good teams, man. Next on the GM said, I like the Wizards squad too. Who's the point guard out there, man? I think Tyus Jones left. Who's the point guard for them? Thomas Banks said, we stay healthy, 55 wins easy. I think we get the 60 wins, man. I think we get the 60. I think we're going to be that good, man. I'm telling you, we're going to be that good. I really, truly think we're going to be that good. Mikal Bridges changes everything. And you got to stand with the flamethrower and Josh Hart coming off the bench. They're going to destroy second units. And Deuce as well. So the addition of Mikal Bridges, it changes everything for us. Because so now if OG gets hurt, because he's going to get hurt. We just hope it ain't nothing crazy. We know he's going to get hurt. He's going to hurt a pinky, or he's going to hurt he's going to get turf's toe or something like that. I'm just being honest. Now you can bump Mikal Bridges down to that 3. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't really affect anything. Then you can bring Josh Hart in to play the 2. So we don't skip a beat. We don't. Let's say Randall gets hurt. He sprained his ankle. Randall doesn't really get hurt. He just had serious injuries with the ankle issue. Both injuries against the Heat too, and then the shoulder thing, right? But let's just say Randall's out for like a couple of games. You could bump OG down to the 4. And you can put Bridges at the 3. You can put Josh Hart again at the 2. Where is there a missing piece at? There isn't. I mean, of course, we talked about the center, but I'm just being honest here, guys. I don't see outside of the centerpiece, with Mitch, and we know the issues there and Pressure Chua, and we got to kind of monitor that. But what I'm saying is, outside of that, where are we missing? And I also think Tyler Kolek's going to play. I think he's going to play. I think all this stuff about Tibbs don't play rookies, I think he's going to play. I think he's going to come in camp in September, and I think he's going to get busy. I think Tibbs is going to say, yo, I think I'm going to play him. Now, I'm not saying he's getting like 20 minutes. I'm not saying he's getting 35 minutes. I think he gets anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. I think he can squeeze in. There's some games I think he might get 10 or 7 minutes. I can see that, but I think he's going to play, man. He's that good. I think he's going to play. So what I'm saying, we just have interchangeable parts, man. So if anybody goes down, we got people to put in. And then with the experience that Josh Hart got last year, well, Josh Hart, but the experience that the flamethrower got last year, he can come in and he can start too. It doesn't matter to those guys. If Brunson's down, let's say Brunson's got a groin issue. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, knock on wood, right? I'll knock on my head. We don't want that. But I'm just saying you could put Deuce in there because Deuce has shown that he could play. So I'm just saying, so we don't really have any weaknesses besides in that middle, man. And we just hope Mitch can just hold it together with tape. So that's the beauty of that. So Thomas Banks, that's why I say, man, I think we get 60 wins, man. I think so. And if you want to be technical, I could say, I'll agree with you. I'll say anywhere between 55 and 60. Knicks 100 years says, yeah, man. So ain't that many good centers in the league now? Agreed. So we straight agreed. You just need him. You just need him for when we play, of course, Embiid, Anthony Davis, Joker, and we play against OKC. That's it. Outside of that, oh yeah, and I mean, I'll say his name. DeAndre Ayton, right? That's if he wants to play with Portland. Who knows what's going on with him? He's another one that's like up and down. But really, no, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand. Well, Miami, Bam played a 5. So I say 60. But Thomas, based to your point, I can see anywhere between 55 and 60. LV could do that too. I think that's how good we're going to be. But I think it's extremely, extremely exciting, man. I truly, truly do. I think, listen, I think also too, I think we gelled so much last year in the playoffs that we understand each other as a team. And I think that adding on a piece like Mikal Bridges, we don't skip a beat with that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so that's the thing with that. We don't skip a beat because we know who's who. We know everybody's identity and what their role is on the team. Period. So I think that that's what's going to help us during this season. Like we training camp, I think that's where we're going to gel, but I think we're already gelled. The reality also too, I think Mikal Bridges already knows his role. He knows these guys. He's got to get used to playing with Randall, but I mean that's not going to OG Anunoby, but those guys are like the same player. So I'm just saying, so those are not guys that need the ball in their hand to play really, really well. So that's why that's why it was an easy fit for OG Anunoby because he doesn't need the ball in his hand to come in and do what he needs to do. It's the same thing with Mikal Bridges. Knicks 100 GM said, man, I just want to win the division, man. That's it. I don't care about wins. Agreed. Knicks understand when we start winning our division consistently, then we become true contenders. Okay. But I think based on what we did this year, I think the conversation starts. Right. And of course, everything doesn't really really kind of get that real full push to where until we start seeing the fruits of everything from the deals that we've made with Bridges and of course OG Anunoby and all that good stuff, and then everybody playing healthy, right? So I think but if everything meshes together, which I believe it will, I think the sky's the limit, man. I think 60 wins. I think we get Boston problems, man. Major problems. And I think it's because of the addition of Mikal Bridges, because now you can match up in it. And like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, I said it last year, they have nobody for Randall. Nobody. So if Randall comes back and he's Randall, Jaylen Brown can't check Randall, man. He can't. And I know it's a lot of defenders. He cannot check Randall, man. Randall abuses him, man. He gives him major problems. Because Luka's not Randall. He's not that big. He's not, Luka's about 6, I think he's about 6'9", 6'10". About same size as Randall, but he doesn't play the bruising game that Randall does. And Jaylen Brown has a problem with that. He can be athletic. He can guard, the 3 and the 2s and the 1s. He could do that. But playing against a legit power forward like Randall gives him problems, man. That's a tough check for him. I think the Knicks are going to be dangerous. I think they are. But listen, guys, let me get up out of here, right? But listen, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with LV Live on this Monday night. Let's get this ball rolling. Get more shows coming out of me, man. The summer's pretty much over, man. So LV's not going to be kind of in and out the way I was before. But definitely want to get things rolling when that schedule drops, right? I'm definitely going to do a show reaction to that. Any other news coming up? Definitely LV Live's going to have some videos out about that. Anybody follow the Giants? Come through. I also do videos on that as well. Come through, check that out. But I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man, on this Monday evening, right? All right, so please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button, people. All right? Also, too, if you're watching this on replay, all right, hit that like button, subscribe, and also leave comments because I do respond to comments, man. But once again, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me tonight. All right, that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.